ukuthi yamazi ukuphumela kodwa ayaphumela wonke
lapha. If engayanga le engaphunga okunye ndawo.
Aphuma la ushaya.
La. Asolele.
Hayi uzoma la ushaya yapha.
Yapha.
Futhi uzobambelela.
Kumlungele?
Ayiphendele yakhe. Ukhona manje. Ukhona.
Kubaleke nini masifika manje?
Hayi cha sinibona ngisizumile impela. Ngisizumile impela ngicabanga ukuthi ngabe nesikhathi sokubalela.
Hayi uzime bro.
Mina ngisibhake inkosi straight. Sibhake inkosi straight. Ibhake. Ela ngiyakho.
Kuphi?
La economics. Ibhake.
Ubani?
Oyo umuntu onithumelayo futhi. Usikhathi.
Ubani?
Usikhathi. La economics.
So uye onamboli.
Sinasebenzela yena. Ngifika kodwa libasa ukuthi sinasebenzisa.
Uyatholakala athi ngisend the location. Senda
yazi ngiyenza basoyakhuluma nje sokhuluma igama. Hayi ngakisa ufuna suliye. Usisa swenzani? Angithi kunani la? Uyisikhathi sesishaba unani la amasiyada. Hayi izinto zokushisa amashisha zonke lezi sisibhanisa.
Sihlala kuye lo shop.
Siwasha la ngithi ama drain lapha. Mawungena lapha ekulenta abale yani train le. Then nisakuye sikuyi finish product. Betathi into siduphe kodini. Siyawasha. Masiqeda ukuyiwasha la sifake ebhaketini. Masifika kuye sesiyayishintsha. Kusika iskiti amathathari ngamatswayo zonke lezi nonkhayisa kanjani. Okay yena ke lapho wenza kanjani uthatha i5% mawukuthi ngikhama igrade yawajoba yenza sure mawukuthi ngikhama igrade 5% la sengibhadala ishintsha zonke lezi thina sisibhalela so uyozibhayisa yozibhayisa umnika imali khona uyobhaya ubhaya utshela wamile ngishasha so ngibambile already bekumele ngithumele izwi awamele ngishasha uyasomakhuluma noma yini ngikho kanjani ngesami phone ngesimela tshela lo 7 phone liyasi no so asithathi wo no so nje na amabhakede ami mina ngikhiphile ukuzana amatshami lapha angivundu ikhanda naba phela ngeke ngibaleke ngoba ngiyazi ukuthi ngithola ngiyakubo phela abantu ngiphelele nofuthi ngimfunani ngithi bona ngathi ngashasha ngashaya vele
But makuyiwa phana sizafumana ntoni kulo muntu wakho nemthengiselayo
amahasi ayikho lento ayikhulumayo amahasi uzokuthisela izinto esisebenzisa iskiti
ukwakhe lapho kuseshop
workshop okay
senivayiseni
every day
2 days
so kupenda mthanda
ngiphile at least amasanyana
50
akunika mali
50 3 grams 4 grams depends
3,000 oh 3 gram oh okay
3 gram yokuphela
3 gram eyi-1
2.3 kubani kuye lo ntanga 2.3
so uyabona
brodi mina ngisazi kumele ngikushashayo kumele ngikushashayo
so uski
indam Lauren utata wangayi
ngamthola manje
yeah I think we should go and if asimthola isithathu ezo zinto akazisebenzisa andithi uzosihambisa kwi-address yakhe straight
27 Cornelius
uzosihambisa wena
yebo
yeah ilokho sifuna 27 Cornelius I've never heard of it.
Ukuthi basebenzela lo mthi. Yobani?
Ayos start uCornelius ngumuntu or start.
Igama lo muntu bani? Skavate.
Oh, phana semaXhoseni iward yakho. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, then
Ithi le Cape bangena la baze bophumela uSelvi bahamba la phansi. Bapho. Ithi mina kuyofika idrobha is finished. Phelile ngabalisele. One day sokela phansi. Sokela manihamba la nihamba how many days uyaphansi? Nihamba phansi.
Yeah, depend. I think 2 weeks.
Mama phansi.
Samba ngibhaye.
Ngephandle.
Yeah, ngibhaye ngaphansi.
ebhandi.
So niyale uSelvi.
Hayi, mangithi phansi silandelela le mali.
Ayiboni sobani?
Angiyebo kuyimine edala.
Okay.
So kadanjwa la.
Okay.
Nanga ekhina. Nanga edamini. So ngesikhathi edamba lomlungu thina satha la mali fine.
So no 20.
Hayi sibalingi kakhulu.
Bani kakhulu. Uhlala kokwe.
Are you live?
Okay.
Wole bikukela la. Hayi ngihlala. Oh ngita busto. Ngihlala la 15 minutes.
Okay.
Ipesenta umin. Hayi ngiyapesela ya ngapesela. Yeah. 1997.
Like I said, I met Mr. Maumela in 2022. We did a lot of work on my house together. We became friendly. Mr. Maumela was a gentleman. He was very helpful. Subsequent to that, we became friends. In about 2023, I was discussing a business idea with him going into a mining project. Into a wash plant and a crusher plant with a mine. That was the idea that I had, which I shared with him. Mr. Morero was quite keen on investing with me, and I said to him, okay, it's fine. If it makes sense and you feel it's good for you, we can go ahead and do this transaction. I then presented a business proposal to him. We then agreed we'll call this vehicle Chrome Core. So the vehicle was going to be called Chrome Core, and one of my entities would own 50% of it, and one of his entities would own 50% of the vehicle. We needed to raise money because obviously mining is quite cash intensive and it needs a lot of cash to operate. We then agreed we'd both each raise 50 million and 5 million capital. We agreed on that. Mr. Maumela then said to me, I said to him, look, I will raise my part, you go and raise your part. I then asked him, because he was taking a bit of time and I wanted to move with the project because this was my idea. He then said to me, he's going to sell an asset. Once he sells the asset, he'd be able to fund the project. I said, that's fine for me. How much time will it take? He gave me some timelines. And then subsequent to that, he had sold this asset. He then said to me the monies are going to be transferred into a lawyer's trust account. I don't know the name of the lawyer at that time. And then because Chromeco was new and we didn't have a bank account, those monies will then be brought into Ziggy as he's part of the project.
Sorry, Chromeco didn't have a bank account because it's new.
We were still in the process.
So the money that he makes from selling the asset is going to be paid over to Ziggy?
Yeah, it's going to come in as a loan into Ziggy.
And when was this?
This was happening in 2023, around, I should say, we started talking from about August, October, November. It was quite intensive because there was a lot of meetings, a lot of work. We needed to do a lot of presentations because there was a big amount of money for both parties. So we had to discuss it extensively.
But I still need to understand why Ziggy paid Lutaga 35 million in December 2020.
I'm getting to that, Council. So once the money got transferred to the lawyer's trust account, the money came to me. I was overjoyed now because I could start the project. Because
and what was the amount of money that came in, the full 50 million?
It was close to about 56, if I'm not mistaken, 56 million.
And just to clarify, that was 56 million that Mr. Maumela paid into the trust account? Or was 56 million?
He just said to me it was the sale of an asset. I don't know.
No, but you said once the money came in. The money that came in was Mr. Maumela's money. It wasn't your joint contributions.
No. That was his money.
And you estimate that amount at 56 million?
It was 56 million and some odd, yes.
Yes.
Subsequent to me receiving the funds, Mr. Maumela then approaches me and tells me that he's got challenges with his current house. He's paying penalties and he's losing R1 million a month on penalties with contractors. So if he could please take some of his money and complete his house, and then he'd bring back the funds so that he could continue with the project. For me, it was a slap in the face because I had committed. I needed to move with the project. I'd made commitments. Now Mr. Maumela is telling me he needs to pull out of the deal. He needs to finish his house. It was his money, so he then asked for a refund and said once he's okay, he'll bring the money back. He then instructed me to pay these monies to Lutaga. And then I said to him, look, Mr. Maumela, you're in breach of contract now. I mean, I've committed. The project needs to start. You're now taking your funds. He said, no, I'll come back. I'll make a plan. The monies will come. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell that. And I had to refund that money.
So you said you pointed out to him he was in breach of contract. Were there written contracts in relation to this
we had a two-pager that we drew up on that, but we shook hands on the 56, and we said, look, once the assets are bought, we'll then draw up a formal agreement. Once we buy the assets, once we put up the wash plant, once we put up the crusher, and once I bring the plant, the actual yellow metal will then draw up an agreement.
And did you have any lawyers involved at this stage of proceedings?
No, it was just me and Mr. Maumela for now.
And do you have a copy of that two-pager?
I'll have to check in my office. There was someone in my office, Council, that drew that up.
But that two-pager, as I understand it, regulated what would happen to 50 million rands of your money. You'd put in 50 million rands.
Sorry?
He put in 56, but you said you came up with the money, you put in 50 million too.
No, I said he put up and I had to put up.
Yes, but his was the 56, you had to put up your own 50.
Also 55.
55,
yeah.
Yes. That two-pager was going to govern what you could and couldn't do with 55 million rands of your money, and what your right of recourse was against Mr. Maumela in respect of 56 million that he'd put in.
Yeah, it was just an agreement saying that we're going to start this venture. This is what we're putting in, and
well, we'd like to see that agreement. Can I ask that you arrange to have a copy of that agreement sent through here? Doesn't have to be right now. But so he had put in 56 million.
Correct.
And he said he wanted to pay contractors at his house because he was incurring penalties.
Correct.
And even though you had committed 55 million of your own money for this project, you decided, well, you'd give him that money back.
It's his money, Council. I could not hold on to that money. It's his money. The man said to me he needs it, and he gave me a commitment that in a couple of months he'd bring it back. To date, he never brought it back. He's still in breach. He didn't bring it back. I continue with the project without him. And now, because of that, I had to put up a wash plant, or I have to outsource washing and crushing, which is costing me more money.